Hello, my name is Brandon Walker, and I host the Brandon Walker College Football Show with Brandon Walker. Move that camera that way. That way. Move it that way. There you go. Hello! How's everybody doing? We have a playoff. We know the 4 teams are going to be in a playoff. The transfer portal's open, and you motherfuckers are crying like babies. I am Brandon Walker. How the fuck are you? Rob Wooden and Wes Bradshaw and Travis Park and D. Jonesy and Way Weary and Mikey C. and Barry Cohen and Rob Wooden and Baby Luigi and Angelo Bosaki, Chauncey, Wesley Stiller, Uncle Kentucky, Peasy, Warned Entry, Tom W. Hello. Hello to all my people out there in college football land. Do I look amazing? When the fuck did I get handsome? Did that happen over the weekend? Let me see this camera right here. Oh, boy. Not too far. Okay. So, hello to Alan K., Alexander, Charlie Schmitz, Hunter 2, Billy Butcher, Trey Holt, Curtis Sanders, Nemal, Tojo, Billy Butcher, Matt Weinman, BMH22, Angelo Bosaki again. Hello to all and everybody. It's good to have you here. I have about 3 things to talk about before we get started. And then I'll allow you to call in, and the phone lines are open at 888-STOOL-22, 888-STOOL-22. You can call in and talk about whatever you'd like. We have a playoff. You can talk about that. You can talk about how USC shit the bed. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I will open it up to you. Number 1, they got the teams right. I don't know if they got the order right, but they got the teams right. They have number 1, Georgia, number 2, Michigan, number 3, TCU, number 4, Ohio State. Georgia will play Ohio State in the Peach Bowl. Michigan will play TCU in the Fiesta Bowl. There you go. They got it right. However, I got to be honest with you. Watching Alabama squirm and be pathetic has been just fantastic. Watching Alabama beg and get denied. Watching Alabama talk about their resume and pump their chest up and say, oh, my God, look at us, we're Alabama, and then just to get left at the altar was absolutely great. Nick Saban went on TV and got down on his knees and begged. This is the greatest college football coach of all time, and he is on TV begging to let his underachieving team play for a national title. It was unbelievable. This is the best dynasty in America. This is the best program in America, Alabama. And every single year they're there. They're sitting on top of the sport, and they're just shitting out championships. Well, now we finally get to point at them as they're on the outside looking in. It ain't as funny when the rabbit's got the gun, is it? It's just Alabama's such an incredible program that when they're reduced to being like everybody else, when they go from being a king to just being a peasant, it's fucking hilarious. And watching Nick Saban slob on the knob of college football Saturday night was fantastic. And I loved it. You didn't belong. You didn't belong. And I know that's unusual to you because you're Alabama and you belong every year. This year you didn't because you didn't beat nobody. Oh, yeah, but our losses were great. If the best thing about your resume is a loss, you don't have a resume. Your best win was Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Texas? No. We'd be favored over TCU. Yeah, you were favored over LSU and Tennessee too, and you fucking lost. Being favored doesn't mean winning a championship. It's just nice to see Alabama not on top, right? This is the first time we've had a playoff without Dabo and Saban in it, or both of them. So this is great. Rob Wooden is right. Wins matter. You have to beat teams. You have to go out and earn it. Alabama didn't earn it. They said, oh, we have 2 good losses and we're Alabama. Put us in. No. Not going to do it. Now, I do think Georgia got a little screwed on this matter. We're all friends here, and we can all agree that TCU deserved to be in the 4. We can all agree that I think the 4 is the right 4. Georgia kind of got screwed, right? They play an Ohio State team that's as talented as anybody in the country with new life. Michigan gets to play TCU. Let's be honest. Let's look at each other right now. I'm not going to piss on your leg and tell you it's raining. Ohio State's better than TCU. I'm not saying do they deserve this or they deserve that. I'm saying Ohio State's better than TCU. So Georgia kind of got screwed. Georgia's going to have to go through Ohio State and Michigan to win a national title. They can. They're skilled enough. I mean, they're good enough. But they're going to have to. 6:30, Connor says the committee is supposed to pick the best 4 teams, not the 4 with the best resume. And that's such a losing bitch-ass thing to say. They're supposed to pick the 4 best teams. Well, here's the thing, 6:30, Connor. If you're supposed to pick the 4 best team, nothing Alabama showed on the field this year suggests they're one of the 4 best teams. Nothing. They lost to Tennessee. They lost to LSU. Every time they played a team worthy of beating them, they beat them. So, hey. Yeah, but we're Alabama. We're better. You know that we'd be favored over TCU. Yeah, I do know that. And I know you were 6-6 against a goddamn spread this year. So, if you're talking about the 4 best teams, I can't sit here and honestly tell you Alabama's better than TCU. They only have one common opponent. TCU handled Texas. Alabama didn't. Now, common opponents don't mean that much, but Alabama never showed me anything to think they belong in the top 4. Whatever we got. All right. I'll have my top 15 quarterbacks of the 2022 football season tomorrow in a graphic form. Forgot to give it to Katie today. N. Hobson says, yeah, because the committee totally cares about covering spreads, Brandon. That's Alabama's argument, you dumb cunt, you dumb, ugly son of a bitch. Good Lord. Ben says, if State Penn is your best win, you don't deserve to be in the playoff. Ben, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Penn State's a 10-2 top 10 team. That's not a terrible best win. Good Lord, you guys are stupid. Is this what SEC fans look like from the outside? Am I now outside the SEC bubble where I can see how dumb you motherfuckers are? What else we got? 888-STOOL-22. 888-STOOL-22. All right, so you guys know Big Game Boomer, right? I've long said Big Game Boomer knows college football as well as anybody in the country. He has his finger on the pulse. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. He is absolutely somebody that you have to trust when it comes to college football. Well, today, and I haven't seen the list, but he came out with a list of the top 100 media personalities in college football. And let's just have a gander at that list. All right, so RG3 number 1, Pat McAfee 2. Pat McAfee's been doing college football for about 5 minutes. Josh Pate, Brandon Walker. Well, obviously he got 3 and 4 mixed up. So, but then again, Ohio State's number 4, TCU's number 3. Maybe that's what he's going for. Top 4, huh? I'm in the playoff. Probably going to win too. Look at that, number 4, Brandon Walker. This guy knows what he's talking about, too. I think he's the most nationally recognized and respected college football media person there is as far as commenting on the media. So good for him. He knows what he's talking about. No. Going down the list, got Gus Johnson, Chris Fowler, Herb Street. I don't know who that is. Lee Corso. I thought he retired. Big Cat's more of an NFL guy. Reese Davis, Ari Wasserman. That's just a made-up name. Dusty Dvorak, that's Cole Kubelik. That's definitely a fake name, too. Booger McFarland, Tim Tebow, Casey Smith. Who is that? I'll figure it out later. Jake Crane, that's the guy I owned this offseason. Well, good luck, guys. Maybe you'll catch us playoff teams very, very soon. I should definitely be number 1, too. But that's okay. Top 4. I'm in the playoff. My favorite, one more time. My favorite is Jack Mack at Jack Mack 98. Big Game Boomer puts himself in at 99. Desmond Howard 100. What a last 3. Oh, Bud Elliott too. Bud Elliott 97 is pretty ridiculous. Bud Elliott should be way higher, but Jack Mack should be higher as well. Yeah, Will Compton he doesn't know college football. He's just pretending. I don't know. Did he ever play it? Okay. Brandon Marcello. Me and him have made nice this year. Brett McMurphy seems like he's a little low there. Okay. All right. Very good. Thanks. There's your list. Well deserved by all. I'll be number one next year. Should be number one this year, but he didn't want to do it. Yeah, Desmond at 100 is mean as fuck. You're right, Hunter Scroggin. I guess that's about it. Those are my comments. Now, how about yours? TJ hasn't checked the phones yet, so I was going to take a phone call, but he hasn't checked the phones yet. So,
Brandon, let me ask you, how could I have checked the phones when you were just staring at my computer screen for the last 4 minutes?
Do we do a show here, or do we do excuses here?
Not an excuse, just a question.
Do we do a show here, or do we do excuses?
I don't do excuses.
It seems like you did. Now, could you be checking the phone lines, or do you want to talk to me?
I got to talk to you right now. You just asked me a question.
No, check the phone lines right now. Talk about Deion. I mean, Deion's a new coach at Colorado. Deion works for Barstool. Deion has earned an incredible opportunity. And folks that say, oh, Colorado, you can't win at Colorado. Yeah, you can. Colorado has a good history. Colorado can win. You can get talent out there. And Deion is, in 2022 and 2023, the name of the game in college football is player acquisition, getting players. Deion's going to excel at that. Now, in the SWAC, he was able to get players and play against talent that was overwhelmed. He won't do that in the Pac-12, but he's still going to have access to a level and layer of talent he's never had access to. He's going to have a very talented football team every year. That's what Deion Sanders is going to have in Colorado. The Gucci stuff, not the Gucci. The Louis stuff, okay. But here's the thing. Deion said that on camera, and most of those meetings are held at every school across the country where the coach says, all right, I'm bringing in some guys. Some of y'all ain't going to make it. Deion said it on camera. And most of these coaches have those meetings. They just don't put it out like Deion did. And that's – so if you're saying, oh, Deion shouldn't have said that, every coach says it. We just saw it with Deion. Dun, 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 dun. Good Lord, this is small. That's what she said. I can't see any of this. We'll start tonight with Dan in Philly. Go ahead, Dan.
What's up, Brandon? How you doing?
Great. How are you?
I want to talk Bama fans. They were all over Twitter on Saturday, and I understand, look, that's what fans do, but they were a different breed of delusional talk. I'm going to read you one tweet real quick. It says, Alabama needed Tennessee, Clemson, LSU, and USC all to lose to have a shot, and it might actually happen. Guys, I'm starting to think that God wants Bama in the playoff. These people, come on. I mean, nothing they showed. There's nothing Alabama showed on the field to say they're a top 4 team. They had 5 one-possession games, and guess what? When you play that many close games, you're going to drop a few of them.
Yep.
And the thing too is it's one thing if they were dealing with some injuries or whatnot. Even when they're healthy, there was nothing they showed they're a top 4 team. They had no explosive players at receiver.
Yep.
Yeah, Bryce Young's fantastic, but it takes more than a fantastic QB to win a national championship, and they just didn't have the horses. And I don't even know why it was an argument for them to be a top 4 team. And I'm glad the committee didn't give in to Nick Saban's little begging like a dog during the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, there just wasn't. And the thing is, Alabama should count their lucky stars that they were actually looked at above Tennessee. There's no reason for Alabama to be above Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee beat them. Tennessee scored 52 points on them, and Tennessee also lost twice, but somehow Alabama was just assumed to be better than Tennessee, even though for reasons, I guess. But Yeah, Alabama just didn't have it this year, and I had some people saying, yeah, but we lost 2 games by 4 points. Okay, you lost 2 games by 4 points. That's fine. You also beat a wretched Texas A&M team by 2. You beat Texas by 1. You beat Ole Miss by 6. Like, you had a lot of games that were down to the wire. You got lucky as hell that Quinn Ewers got hurt. Otherwise, Texas beats the fuck out of you. So nothing Alabama showed this year was Alabama worthy or playoff worthy, and they just want to whistle past the graveyard. And because they got Alabama on their chest, they're destined to go to the playoff. Now, fuck you. It don't work like that. And now I really wonder, when it comes to Alabama, what next? Because they reload every single year. Every year. And they're always near the top. But this year they were built to peak. They had a returning Heisman Trophy quarterback. They had a defensive player who was in the Heisman race last year. They were all back. You had a bunch of seniors and juniors back. You were built to win this year, and you didn't. Bryce Young's going to be in the NFL next year. Will Anderson's going to be in the NFL. And I don't know that Saban has shown himself to be a master of the transfer portal like he's a master of high school recruiting. He went out and got Eli Ricks this year, and Eli Ricks was terrible at Alabama. He went out and got Jermaine Burton to be his number 1 receiver, and he was awful. Maybe Nick Saban in the transfer portal, maybe he's not as good with the transfer portal as other coaches. That might be the thing. 888-STOOL-22. We go to Rob in Boca. Go ahead, Rob.
Hey, Brandon. Couple of things. First, what is your general thesis of where we are in terms of the transfer portal right now? And then off that, I don't know if you saw Mikey Keene, the UCF quarterback. He refused to play to keep the red shirt year. Do you think we're going to see more of that moving forward, especially like in a conference championship game, or extrapolate that further in a playoff, so forth, so on?
Yeah, these players have tasted the sweet nectar of freedom, and they've tasted the sweet nectar of business, and they've tasted the fact that, if I only play 4 games, I keep a red shirt, and I get a whole extra year. That's a whole extra year to play money. That's smart business on his part, and coaches are not used to dealing with players who are smart in business. They're used to playing with players that if I tell you to run through a wall, you're going to break through the other side, and then ask me why you ran through the wall. That's not how it is anymore. So I kind of love where we are with the transfer portal. Why? Because do I love my team because of the players that play there, or do I love my team because of the name on the jersey and the tradition and just me loving the team? I love them whoever plays there, and there's nobody in America who's comfortable right now with their roster for next year. Anybody. I mean, because anybody can be dramatically better next year, and anybody can be dramatically worse. And the days of feeling comfortable and just recruiting 5-star talent in high school and just parking them on the bench is over. It's over, and I think that's a great, great, great thing. Techno Guy says the portal is a joke. I just don't know what the downside of the portal is for you guys. What is the downside of the portal? As we all sit here, I work at Barstool Sports. If I decided I wanted to go run a Walmart tomorrow, you know what I could do? Go run a Walmart. So why do college players have to be held to a different standard? If the playoff was 12 teams this year, would number 9 Penn State beat number 3 TCU? Well, they wouldn't play them. So I doubt it. The 6 would play the – hold on. 5 would play 12. 6 would play 11. 7 would play 10. 8 would play 9. And 8, 9 would play 1. So they wouldn't play them. Rob Wooden says these players don't really care about degrees. Okay, fine. Does it bother you that they don't care about degrees? Does it matter to you? Do you need them to care about degrees? Do you care about their degrees? Do you care about your degree? Do you care about my degree? Do you care? Because I don't have one, and I don't care about it. My wife has 3, and she's home making my dinner. How's B-Walk's mama doing? I don't know. We should call her. Where does Slovis end up? Who cares? Who cares? Slovis, as we go through this transfer portal, we're going to find frequent transfers, transfer zombies. Guys that just keep going from place to place looking for a spot, and you realize, oh, they're not actually that good. Slovis had a job at USC, lost it. Went to Pitt, average. Now he's going to transfer another level down, like he's a transfer zombie. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Brandon, what's your favorite Southern dish? Banana pudding, fried okra, summer corn, pecan pie, fried catfish. TJ, you ever had catfish?
I want to say yes. I couldn't tell you a specific time.
So you guys in the north just don't. Catfish is not a normal fish for you to eat?
Fish is generally regional. Like, it's a freshwater fish, right?
Yeah.
The ocean's here,
Katie?
so I guess they prefer.
Katie, you ever had catfish?
They're really hard to clean.
I don't know what she said.
They're really hard to clean.
Why would she care about that? You just go to the store.
We had catfish in my parents' favorite pond. There's catfish in there.
I learned today when I was on the Yak and we were talking about fish, and Sass said he had never had catfish, and he thought it was interesting that I had catfish. I'm from the South. I had catfish 3 times a week. A lot. Like a lot. Every Friday in the South at your favorite restaurant is catfish day. You go get a plate of catfish, some hush puppies.
See the Coach O stuff?
That's not real. He's not going there.
It's confirmed not real.
Yeah, no.
Bruce Feldman just said.
LSU, Keishon Boutie's back.
No
Who
interest.
cares? He stinks. The guy's booty. That wasn't.
It's basketball season.
Southern Skeptic says, best Southern dish, pastelaya. Well, then you're not from the South. Or you're from Louisiana, which is not the South. Pastelaya, your favorite Southern dish? Just tell me that you're actually from fucking Missouri claiming to be from the South. You're just not from the South. The pastelaya is your favorite fucking dish from the South. That's bullshit. Baked catfish is the best. Get the fuck out of here and never come back. Get the fuck out of here and never come. Who is that? Who said that? I lost them. I got phone lines open, guys. I can't see this fucking shit. Did I get old over the weekend? Angelo in San Francisco, go.
Hey, I was wondering, do you think Deion can turn Colorado into a powerhouse with NIL, or do you think there's going to be a recruiting gap to where in the next 4 or 5 seasons he can bolt for a FSU or a Florida?
Well, I don't know if he'd ever bolt for FSU because Colorado's the one that gave him the D1 opportunity, and FSU kind of burned that bridge. Yeah, he's going to recruit great players. I know that. He's going to recruit top-flight 4- and 5-star players, period. The question isn't can he get the players, it's can he coach at a level that produces the players into winners, into champions at the D1 level. I don't know. And I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no. That's something he's going to have to show to people. I mean, he's been around football his whole life. I can't see a world where he's going to be a bad coach. But he's going to have to show at this level that he can go up against coaches that have similar talent and beat them. But he's going to turn them around roster-wise in about 20 minutes. They'll have a better roster next week than half the teams in the country. 888-STOOL-22. 888-STOOL-22. Pastelaya, my fucking ass. Jonathan says not supposed to eat catfish, very dirty fish. Well, Jonathan, you have a vagina between your legs. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. That I might shut this fucking show down. Well, you're actually not supposed to eat catfish. It's a dirty fish. Shut the fuck up. Good Lord.
Brandon, I actually found
Good Lord.
the old Big Game Boomer media personalities.
Good Lord. What was the old one? When was that?
April.
He had one in April. Now he had one in December. All right, what was the old one?
You were 17th.
So I went from 17th to 4th.
Yes.
Oh, I was TCU, basically. Okay. Kirk Herbstreit fell. Okay. Josh Pate was 6th. What I went 17-1.
Big Game Boomer didn't move.
Big Game Boomer stays at 99. Huh. All right. Wow, tough year for Herbstreit and Corso, huh? Son of a bitch.
Desmond Howard went from 21 to 100. What did he say about Oklahoma?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't be listening to people. I'm thinking about taking over the barbecue content on this website.
From Jordy? Who
Nobody has it.
Jordy at one point had a show called Meat Sweats.
I don't know who that is.
I edited one episode of it.
Yeah, I'll probably okay. I'm sure that's a good person, but yeah, I'll probably take it from him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got nothing else going on.
Well, I see people selling stuff.
Ah.
And they sell whiskey. They sell cleaning products or hygiene products. They sell other drinks. They sell golf equipment. Barbecue sauce. That's where we're headed. Me and you. We're headed to barbecue sauce. Give me a year, we'll be selling our own barbecue sauce. What do you think? Yes?
Right.
Are you on board?
I was thinking more of the equipment side. You could make more money that way.
With grills?
Grills, tongs, aprons.
Tongs?
Yeah, I mean, look at the foreplay guys. They sell like golf bags for like $300 or whatever.
Tongs.
You're really gonna step on your friend Nick Mangold's toes like that?
I don't know who that is.
He's like a big blonde guy.
Nothing.
He's like you if you were successful at football.
Nope. Does he have a full-time contract at Barstool Sports?
Not even any contract at all.
Then fuck him.
True, Viva.
Viva, baby. Just the BFW on the bottle.
Barbecue fucking.
Have you some barbecue fucking wings?
Yeah.
Have you whatever? BFW.
BBQF. No.
We'll figure that out. Maybe the B's made out of a pig. I don't know. This is happening. What?
Then
What?
you'd have to talk to Mincy about Hogs for the Cause.
You realize? Did you hear Pick Central today?
Nah.
You know, one of the running gags that he's just not in on is that he'll just disappear for weeks at a time, and he says his work. So he's moving back to the South, and he said, January 1st, I'm out of here. I'm gone. So today, Smitty's go, congratulations on your next to last or your last week here in New York. And I was like, what's he talking about? And I said, Mintz, aren't you leaving January 1st? He says, yeah, I'm officially January 1st I'm officially on the South on January 1st, but I'm leaving for the holidays next Tuesday. I'm like, when? He's leaving for his Christmas holiday on December 14th. And he's taking the 14th through the 31st as his holiday.
Nobody does it like him.
And I might just take Hogs for the Cause. Who knows? Might just take the whole city of New Orleans. I could.
That was so fun last year.
You said it was the worst experience of your life.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I did say that.
888 still 22. Good Lord. I can't. Cole and Savannah, go.
Hey, Brandon, you had asked about, what was bad about the transfer portal, and I just wanted to give a statistic to you and kind of get your thoughts. Over the last 3 years, just over 19,200 prospects have gone in the portal, and just under 7,700 have found a home. So you're looking at a success rate of about 40%, and these schools aren't required to honor the scholarship once these kids go into the transfer portal. So that's 60% of the kids that are kind of shit out of luck.
Sounds like they need to get smarter about the decisions they're making. Sounds like they better get better advice. Sounds like the world's tough out there. If you want the freedom that comes along with the transfer portal, if you want the spoils, if you want what it offers you, you have to be willing to risk the downside, and that might happen to you. Maybe you think you're a lot better than you are, and you go in the transfer portal and you find out, no, you kind of suck, and you just gave up your own spot. Hey, that's life, man. That's America. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I can see that point. Hey, one other thing before I go. Hey, what do you think about the first seed in the college playoffs? I mean, I guess since we're about to go to 12, it won't matter. But do you think that the number one seed should have been able to pick who they play?
I think that's a fun idea in practice. But I think it's a fun idea in theory, but in practice it would be weird. Like, what if say Michigan was number one and they chose to play TCU instead of Ohio State? They'd look like great big pussies. So it would work this time because Georgia would obviously choose TCU, but it would, I don't know, it would set teams up for looking bad. 888 still 22. Are you going for Ohio State, Buckeye Brandon? No, I don't know. I doubt I'll probably be going for Georgia. I love how Dave says Buckeye Brandon one time and you guys just like trained seals. Buckeye Brandon. That's my seal. That's my seal.
Colorado has their offensive coordinator.
I have another seal. I've been kissed by a rose on the sea. I just died in your arms tonight. It must have been something you said. Look at the calls.
Kent State's head coach Sean Lewis is leaving for Colorado to take the OC job.
He's leaving his head coaching job to go be the OC? What'd you say? I wasn't listening.
Kent State coach Sean Lewis is leaving for Colorado to take the offensive coordinator job.
He's leaving his head coaching job to go be Deion's offensive coordinator. Huh. That's something. That is something.
That bag talk, brother. It's Louis.
I mean, the players got to stand up at some point. When he's like, "Yeah, I got luggage, and it's Louis." And if you're a player, you got to stand up. Well, you better lose that fucking luggage. You got to stand up for yourself. At least say, "Coach, put me in your bag."
I think that was the underlying message there. It was like, some of you will qualify to be on this journey with me, but it's better than him trying to be like, "Oh, we're gonna build you guys into," because that's just like they won one game this year.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't want to talk about FAU. Give me the other calls. Hi, Nick in Chicago. How are you?
What up, Brandon?
Go ahead.
So with Tom Herman, obviously, as head coach, and then Coach Perry is moving on, who is the best and then obviously the most attainable transfer portal QB for FAU to get? Is it Hudson Card with the Herman connection with the recruiting? Is it Slovis? Is it, God, I hope not DJ? Who would you say is the best and the most attainable for FAU?
Man, it's so hard because all these quarterbacks are scrambling for jobs. You know, Graham Mertz is out there. If you remember, Adrian Martinez kind of sucked last year at Nebraska, and he landed at Kansas State. Like, these players are going to land at places. I don't know. Slovis makes a lot of sense for an FAU. I think he's out of chances at the big time at the highest level, and FAU's a nice slot right there for him. It's so wide open. Like, is Tyler Van Dyke going to go on the market? There's the thing. We're just tip of the iceberg on this quarterback market, and to predict FAU's quarterback now, FAU has to wait and see where everybody falls, and then they grab one.
Fair enough.
Hudson Card made a lot of sense, though. I just think Hudson Card's going to have a lot of options. I just died in your arms tonight. What else are you guys doing? Cam in Illinois.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Tell you one thing. I'm an Illinois boy through and through. I'm about to put the hurting on you fucking boys down in Tampa. You hear me? We're about to run your fucking ass over. Be ready.
I can't even pretend to waste energy on getting excited to play somebody like Illinois. I'm sorry. I mean, you can fake your accent all you want, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend to get fired up to play Illinois. Sure. Go for it, buddy. Give them hell. Good Lord. DJ to Tennessee, says Chris DeSanti. Have y'all been watching a different DJ than I have? Although Hendon Hooker sucked at Virginia Tech too. So maybe you're right. That wasn't Carl, was it? Who we got? Joe in Cincinnati, go.
Brandon, hey, big fan. But Brandon, a year ago today, I was sitting here getting ready to go down to Dallas for the college football playoff. Now I sit here, your buddy Big Cat stole our coach, and we hired Satterfield from Louisville.
Yeah.
Is there anything I should be happy about?
Well, you've got Dana Beers.
People are saying Dana Beers has cursed us.
I'd be saying that too. That motherfucker went and got a tattoo, and you immediately lost your 32-game home winning streak. Your coach left, and now you're stuck with Louisville's used gum. So, yeah, Cincinnati fell off a cliff in a hurry. You're going to the Big 12. Maybe that's good. I don't know. I can't be wasting time thinking about Cincinnati. I mean, God. Can we make it bigger? If I play with it a minute, will it get bigger? Dan in Dothan, Alabama, one of the top 75 towns in South Alabama. Go ahead, Dan.
Hey, what's going on, Brandon? Just had an interesting question for you about kind of the future of the college football in terms of offenses, right? So we saw Michigan, Ohio State, right? You had the flashy California quarterback get hit in the mouth. And then over this weekend, we saw USC play Utah, and Utah ran them over. I know we went from a very far where, how mommy invented the air raid, and we can go down that path, but it's just like we've gone so pass heavy. Do you think that at some point, at least we're balancing the power of the way that college football is becoming?
No, I think you're exactly right. I think the pendulum has swung so far in the direction of cute pass-heavy offenses that the way teams have risen to power now, Michigan and Georgia, the two teams at the top of the sport at this exact moment, are not pass-happy, throw it around the yard offenses. They're line up, give me the football, and I'm going to run it down your fucking throat, and on defense, I'm going to knock your dick in the dirt. That's how they play football. So it's almost like teams like Alabama and Ohio State swung too far out on the offense above everything type of football, and Georgia, Michigan just snuck in behind them and said, okay, y'all giving up the toughness, and we're going to take the toughness, and we're going to beat the shit out of people. And you're right. It's a good observation by you, Dan, in Dothan, Alabama.
Hey, Brandon, can I follow that up?
Please.
Oh, so another question I had for you is it's kind of a two-parter. It's completely different about college football, but I think is, do you think that there's a point in time where two things are going to happen, right? So these proverbial quote-unquote checks, whether we know that they're real cash when it comes to these NIL deals. From my understanding and from my experience, I kind of do a little bit of work in this space, but essentially is that, these are promises made. So either one, they're paid by a collective that pays them a flat rate salary for a team, right? The second being is that they have the individual deals with the various companies. Do you think that at some point we're going to have an issue with some student athlete not fulfilling their contractual obligations to said collective and therefore being breaching the contract? Because it's always a bad look to sue a college kid. But if they're transferring, if we're going to continue to treat them like that, that's my first one. So I'll let you answer that one first, and I got an additional follow-up.
That was just the first question?
Yeah.
God damn, man. No, you're going to have to call back tomorrow for the second one. Fuck. Yes. We don't really have this thing figured out yet. Players are going to leave without meeting their contractual obligations. And schools and collectives are going to lie to players. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. It's probably happening now. Where schools are saying, we'll get you $50,000 in NIL next year to come to the school. And this player shows up in August. Yeah, that was actually financial aid, and it's $50,000 over 4 years. That's going to happen, period. Good Lord. I don't know what the calls are about. I can't see. How do I make it bigger?
Make it bigger.
I need to make it bigger.
That too. You hold command and then you hit the plus button.
I don't need your fucking help. Okay? I'm Brandon Walker. All right? I know what I'm doing. All right? I don't need your help. Do you think I need your help?
No.
Blake in Detroit.
Hey, Brandon. Quick question. This might be a stupid hypothetical with the getting rid of conference divisions, but hypothetically speaking, let's say Purdue beat Michigan last week. Would they technically bid steal and be the fourth team?
No.
To get the bye in the first round?
Oh, yeah, from now on, yes. From now on, yes. That will happen from now on. It wasn't going to happen this week, but yeah, since they're going to be automatics, they will bid steal. Now, if a team like Purdue is 8-4 and they win the Big Ten, they're probably going to be the fifth highest ranked conference champion, so they wouldn't get a bye. But theoretically, yes. Now, I got to talk to y'all for a second. We're at 6:41, 19 minutes left in the show. And Sex69 Fun is in the chat. Hello, Sex69 Fun. And TJ, if I'm wrong on this, tell me I'm wrong. Are the calls a little boring tonight?
So yeah, I think what happened is like Tennessee's like this point of the year,
All
there's 4 teams left that can talk shit.
All the pissy teams fell off.
Tennessee's not here anymore. Clemson's not here anymore. Bama's not here anymore.
I feel like the calls are a little boring and dry tonight.
Is Brad from Michigan still suspended?
He's not suspended. He's banned. Fuck that guy. That guy's a punk-ass bitch. Guy came to me with his hat in his hand in Michigan and apologized, basically got down on his knees, and then still, when I leave Michigan, he goes back on Twitter and says, oh, Brandon Walker's a fucking idiot. Like, fuck you. I don't want to do business with somebody like that. We need something. We need something. We need titties. And I don't know how. Don't we? Like that's how you ramp things up. 8 still 22. Marcus in Mobile, go.
Hey, Buckeye Brandon, you stupid son of a bitch. You're
okay.
over here
all right,
talking
stop.
about
Hold on. Time.
Ohio State that. Boy, y'all should have put Alabama in. You know it. You fucking know it.
Okay, we're not doing fake accents. We're not doing characters. We're not doing any of this. Oh, man, hey, Brandon. Stop the fake accent. If you want to call and talk football, talk football.
I want to talk about how Ohio State should not be in and Alabama should.
Tell me one reason Ohio State should not be in over Alabama.
They got their cheeks clapped by Michigan. That's why.
Alabama lost to Tennessee and LSU.
What?
Alabama lost to Tennessee and LSU.
By like 3 points, man.
LSU lost to Texas A&M. LSU got beat by 50 to Georgia. LSU is not a very good team. They beat Alabama. Tennessee beat Alabama. Alabama lost 2 games. Ohio State lost 1.
Oh, whatever, man.
Three, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me? 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me? 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me? Okay. Will in Florida, go ahead.
Hey, Brandon. Unfortunately, I don't have any titties to spice things up, but I have a couple of things I wanted to talk about real quick, if that's all right.
Please.
So I never really had a problem with Alabama fans just because, like, I don't know, you kind of get used to them just because you know they're always going to be good and they're always going to be there. So these last few days have been really kind of telling with them because, like, I mean, there's no way, like, any rational person could, like, look at the resumes and think they belong. And like you said earlier, like Tennessee has the head-to-head win with the same records. They kind of automatically by default should be ahead. But something that's not being talked about either is Clemson right behind them at 7. Even they have a better resume than Alabama. You talk about the eye test and the favorites and all that. Just solely going off of resumes, Clemson by far has a better resume than Alabama. Would you agree with that or no?
I would not. Clemson played in a really bad league. Clemson's wins aren't all that great. Clemson got beat by South Carolina. I don't think South Carolina is very good. Notre Dame absolutely beat the shit out of Clemson. Like, I do think Clemson belongs behind Alabama. I do think they got that one right. Tennessee belongs ahead of them, though. TJ, change the vibe. Change the vibe, TJ. TJ, change the vibe, TJ. You understand me? I don't know what you have to do. Change the fucking vibe in here. Because I'm going to have to go back to list season tomorrow. I can't. Not the vibe. Not the vibe. We'll find it. We will find it. But that just wasn't the vibe. We'll get it. It's okay. It's okay. We're in a rut. We're in a rut. I don't know what to do. Somebody tell me how to do. Come on, TJ. Change the vibe. That was a gear change. Okay. All right, good. 888 Stool 22. 888 Stool 22. Here we go. 888 Stool 22. That felt like I was riding in my car, my 2001 Ford Explorer, and I was listening to a trap CD I just bought or a fucking Stained or something. That's what that felt like. Yeah. Like I'm going home to watch Chappelle's Show and Reno 911 back to back. Roy in Oklahoma, go.
Amongst all the underperforming head coaches who are at like relatively new schools, who would you be most confident with moving forward? There's OU with Brent Venables, Michigan State with Tuck, Cristobal in Miami, Freeman, Notre Dame. I mean, there's more, but which one do you think is going to be the best in like 3 years, basically?
Listen, I trust Cristobal. I think he can recruit high enough down there and get transfers to Miami. I think the rebuild job is more than he thought, and he probably botched his offensive OC hire in the first year. I trust Cristobal. I think Freeman's going to be fine. I don't know about Venables, man. Venables has never proven anything, and they were way too good talent-wise to be 6-6 this year. I'll give him a pass, but I got my eye on him, so I would say Cristobal. Almost died. Almost died just now. Ryan in Northern Michigan, go.
Brandon Walker. Sorry the vibes are low. I think it's just kind of this time of year, we're past the championships and we're just waiting for all the bowl games and playoffs.
Yeah.
But so talking about the fish fry earlier. So I lived in the South for about 5-6 years, and all you guys had was catfish, which I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I'm from the Midwest.
Yeah.
And we, you hear about Wisconsin having the Friday fish fries, and same in like Michigan and Minnesota. Most of our stuff's walleye and perch. So I think that's why, I don't know if it's TJ or maybe somebody else said that, catfish is a dirty fish.
What kind of no, this is a great conversation. What kind of perch? Are you talking about white perch? We call it crappie down south. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Because that's a delicious fish. Y'all have that just at restaurants?
Yeah, we a lot of like your small town like bars will have like Friday fish fries, and they'll have the perch, the walleye. Some places have cod, which is but
You're right. We pretty much only have catfish down south. We don't really get the other fish. Fried walleye. I'm intrigued by this, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter.
Yeah, I mean it's like a summer thing, and we catch walleye during the day, could come in at night, start a bonfire, get some oil going, and fry up some walleye.
All right. Okay. Walleye. Are the Heisman finalists out? I'm getting word on the chat that the Heisman finalists are out. Anybody want to tell me who they are?
Max Duggan, C.J. Stroud, Caleb Williams, Stetson, and it's those four.
The Georgia quarterback, Stetson?
Yeah. Stetson, Max Duggan, C.J., Caleb.
Good Lord.
Adam Korsak robbed.
Okay. Wow. Just throw the award away at this point. Doesn't matter. Dan in Louisiana, go ahead.
Hey, Brandon, long-time caller. Listener, first-time caller. Just had a suggestion to make the show a little bit better.
Okay.
Maybe go ahead and add Ben Mintz to it.
Mm-hmm. Are you saying that for real, or are you just a fan of man-tits?
Yeah, I think Mintz is one of the most prolific college football people that we have in America.
Yeah.
I think he would really help with the show, and kind of offset your terrible takes.
Have you seen the shows that Ben Mintz is on?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Are you an LSU fan?
Not too big into football, my friend.
Is your mother a whore? Huh? What? Sorry, I don't know what the phone line cut out there at the end. I don't know what that was about. Juan and Nola. Go ahead, Juan and Nola.
Hey, King. Hey, real quick, how nice is it to see the Bama fans and Nick Saban squirm pleading for that last spot in the playoffs?
It's amazing. It's amazing, and it's beautiful. It's delicious.
It is. Delicious is the perfect word. Talking about delicious, Brandon, so imagine you're sitting down for dinner, and you get an option of either cornbread, dinner rolls, or biscuits. What are you picking?
Well, it depends on the quality of all three. Okay, because not all are made the same. There's some average cornbread is terrible. Elite cornbread is amazing. So, are you going to tell me I can get the elite version of all three?
Elite of all three.
Probably going cornbread if it's the elite, because it just has a sweetness and a taste, and you stick that butter in the middle, and my God. But I would go cornbread 1, biscuit 2, roll 3. But I ain't hating on an elite roll now. I'm just saying if they're average, give me the roll. If they're elite, give me the cornbread. Okay, because an average roll is fine. Like a store-bought roll is fine, but average cornbread and average biscuits are god awful. But when they get elite,
I agree with.
When they get elite, cornbread takes the lead.
Talking about elite, how about jalapeno cornbread?
I don't do spicy food. I'm a big fat pussy.
Hey, Brandon, real quick. I think we're officially living in the upside down when Tulane is going to the damn Cotton Bowl and LSU is going to the Citrus Bowl to play freaking Purdue. What a fucking disaster at the end of the season this was.
Tulane's apparently a better program than LSU. It's just weird.
Right, yeah. I mean,
all right.
Facts are facts. Anyways, thank you, Brandon.
Thank you. Boy, one had good vibes. That was good vibes. Oh, man. He really liked both of those jokes. He gave me way too much laugh or way too little joke, but I appreciated it. Fuck, Thomas in Chicago's been hanging on the whole show and I didn't get him. My bad, Thomas. I fucked that up today, Thomas. Zach in Ohio, go. Oh. Speaking of vibes. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, man. Yeah, no, I just wanted to see if, because everybody calls you Buckeye Brandon. I never understood why. But I also wanted to know if you think the rivalry's been reborn. I mean, 2 years in a row. You can't say it's a fluke now.
No, it's absolutely rivalry's been reborn. It was boring when Ohio State won, 8, 9 in a row. Now that Michigan has turned it on its ear and walked into their building and beat the shit out of them, and the fact that you potentially they could play for a national title. I mean, the rivalry could potentially about to go to a place it's never been before. It'll be the biggest moment in the history of the rivalry if they play for a national title. So, yes, it's been reborn.
Do you think Ohio State has what it takes to beat Georgia, though?
Do I think Ohio State can beat Georgia? Yes. Do I think they will? I don't know. It's going to be really, really tough.
No.
What?
No, they can't. CJ Choke, man, is not alive. I'm taking JJ over
Michigan fans, by the way, are fucking terrified of Ohio State getting back to them.
Did you know that
y'all are scared to death? Y'all are scared to death. I've never on Twitter. Michigan fans are like, "Oh, Ohio State doesn't have a chance." And they know they do not want to see Ohio State. Not to say they want to see Georgia either, but buddy, listen, this can go one of two ways. If, let's say, Ohio State beats Georgia, it's going to be tough, but let's say they do it. This is hypothetical. Michigan could absolutely grab them by the throat and take this rivalry to a level they've never taken it. Like, there's just shit all over them. But if Ohio State loses twice in a row and then beats Michigan for a national title, everything Michigan did the last 2 years will be erased. It's a fascinating. Of course, Georgia could piss on both of them and it doesn't matter. And that's a very likely scenario, too. Because Georgia is the best team left. Ohio State, Michigan. Everybody wants to talk about Ohio State, Michigan all of a sudden. I only got time for one more call. It's got to be that one. Alex and Indy, go ahead.
Brandon, that's a perfect segue into my question. For a week and a half now, we've had this narrative that Michigan blew out Ohio State, but in reality, it was an 8-point game with only 8 minutes left. You kind of mentioned it on the podcast today. Are you the only person in the college football media to actually watch the game? Because when I think of dominance, I think of what
I'm the only one.
Tennessee, where they asserted their dominance from start to finish. I don't know what I'm missing.
I think these things happen where I'm the only one intellectually honest enough to say these things. There's this narrative out there that Michigan just absolutely rolled out there and dominated that game. They dominated the fourth quarter. I mean, they fucking dominated it. And they took them by the throat and took their soul in the fourth quarter. But if you look at the interior, not the interior stats, but if you look at the deeper stats, it paints a picture of an Ohio State team that was right there until the 8-minute mark. So
I think that's why Michigan fans are so afraid to play Ohio State.
I agree. I really think that it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Thank you. I don't want to dig too much into this Buckeye Brandon hole, but how often does Brandon have the show? Every Monday and through Thursday. Every Monday through Thursday. And we're going to talk about all this. Buckeye, Brandon, Michigan. Georgia's probably just going to win the national title. My name's Brandon Walker. I got to go.